All right.
It is expensive. In these hard economic times, where we're expecting, in fact, the price of fuel to rise in the next, I don't know how many days.
Oh, yes.
Kuna wale wana afford.
Yes. They're expecting to raise $1 billion, Bob, on that evening.
Hard economic times. The size of a chapati is this page, eh? The thickness.
So it had to be a food reference.
Anyway, let's come to the People Daily. And Uhuru bets big on Raila. That is the flagger that the PD is holding for you this Wednesday morning. This is just as the president was speaking to residents of Nairobi. That was yesterday after this was at various stops after he was unveiling various projects, saying that Raila and Karua are the best bet to continue his project. Also this, he took a swipe on the DP, saying that he was just a sweet-tongued leader who cannot deliver on his promises, and this is why he's really betting on the duo that is Raila and Karua. Away from that to some bit of education matters now. Yes, it is the back-to-school week and schools have just pre-opened, but now the CS warns against fee hike as schools reopen. That was from yesterday on Tuesday, also citing the fact that principals should not hike school fees. Again, this he said because of the high cost of living in the country, and also said that the principals should not be worried of anything or panic, so to speak, because the government capitation will be in banks starting this Friday all the way through Monday. This is to just aid in proper running of the schools there. And also reprieve for Ruto party as Sakaja and Karungo are cleared to vie in polls. This actually took place yesterday after the High Court through that case against Johnson Sakaja, saying that the petitioner did not submit enough evidence that would otherwise perhaps bar Sakaja from vying or running for the governor's seat in Nairobi. And also for Karungo, he was cleared by IEBC, so that's a respite for the UDA party there. And to some bit of what is happening in the IEBC right now. Again, you remember that also yesterday they gave another presser, and they said that the country said to attain 96% network coverage for polls. This was just to address the issue of the 3G and the 4G connectivity. Remember, there was that question of the 1,111 polling stations that lacked this, and so now the IBC says that the country said to attain 96% of network coverage for polls. They also addressed the issue of the digital and the manual form of a registrar citing, and this was actually mentioned by one of the commissioners, that is Justas Nyangaya, who explained that should any of the kits, this is the KIMS kits which will be used in the voter identification, say that should any of these fail, then a standby backup kit will be deployed to the polling stations where no one where one of the kits has failed. And again, remember that also IBC is set to deploy 6 kits per ward. This is in addition to what was there in 2017. In 2017, they only had preservation for 4 kits, but now they're saying that they're going to ensure that they deploy 6 kits per ward. And also what came out yesterday is that the IBC set purchase 14,100 brand new kits to be added to the existing 41,000 kits that were initially used in the 2017 polls but were still in good condition. So this 14,000 will just be in addition to the already existing 41,000. Again, still there's still a lot of conversation ongoing in respect to the digital as well as the manual a form of identification of voters. Remember that also as a country we have come from so far. This just pertains to ways in which voters are identified as well as also ways in which results are transmitted. And this particular article also well highlights that just from where we came from in the 80s, from the Mlolongo system in terms of which candidates gets the highest number of votes. From that form we went to the National Tallying Center, whereby all these results were being announced at the National Tallying Center. From that point, we went to the polling centers, whereby you had results being announced at that particular point, but then they had to come to the National Tallying Center for them to be certified before they are fully announced to the public. From that particular point, we went to results being final in terms of announcement at the polling center after the minor KIA case in 2017. So these are also the things that the IBC was trying to address as it pertains to matters of digitization, as opposed to just the manual form or the physical way of doing things, amongst a various host of issues that they were also addressing yesterday as they held that press. Troy.